Do. All right, there we go. Welcome back. It's last call. We peed. We refreshed Bevs. And I also realized that the reason why we didn't have any YouTube viewers for the podcast was because I didn't publish it to YouTube. So
Nice.
really, that 5 hours of drinking vodka beforehand kind of does things to people sometimes.
As long as you post it later, it'll be fine.
Oh yeah, it'll be up there. It goes up there as it goes up there as a live thing, and then I pull it down later on and post the actual episode, which is really just cuts out the opening seconds when we're bullshitting.
Sure.
So yeah. Awesome. So it's good.
Awesome indeed.
Let's see. All right. What do you want to hear about? You want to hear about going to the movie? You want to hear about mascots, or
I want to hear about going to the movie. As much as I claim to have paid attention to our group me, I don't think I remember anything like that coming up.
Yeah, it was cool. So they did an event. I don't know if it went out to everybody. It seemed like very hit or miss. I got a text message about a private screening of The Naked Gun, new movie with Liam Neeson, hosted by the football team.
About baseball.
Yeah, exactly. And but like people that donated a bunch of money didn't get it, and some people that do have season tickets got it. Others that don't have season. I don't know how they figured out who was getting invited. That said, not a lot of fans showed up. The football team, there's a lot of football team there, but it was Atlantic Station, saw the movie. I would say maybe a little over a dozen and fans were there, and knew most of each.
You didn't put it out. I didn't get. I don't think I got a text about that.
Most of us knew each other that were there, so. But it was cool. It was fun. It was a good event. McGee was dressed up all nice. They had what they call it, the step and repeat type thing for him to get pictures with fans if they wanted.
Was it like they booked the theater? So like theater was just the Georgia State.
It was the movie's not out yet. I saw this on what was I saw it Thursday of last week. The movie comes out next Thursday.
Oh, nice. That's neat.
So
was it good? Was it good?
I think if you are a fan of the Naked Gun movies, you will really enjoy it. I'm not sure how well it translates to people that are not familiar with the movies.
Is Liam Neeson, right?
Yeah, he plays the son of Leslie Nielsen's character, Frank Drebin. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it is very, very reminiscent of that, but it seems like it's like Naked Gun was a pretty low budget movie. Like it was a very, very low. This looks, and maybe it's just the way Hollywood is nowadays. It looks like a big budget version of Naked Gun. Like if Naked Gun had been given $100 million to make their movie, this is what it would look like. So it's all nice, great, quality is fantastic, but then still dirty, pervy jokes and dick and fart joke type stuff, and
it's a lot cheaper to make a movie look really good these days too.
Exactly. So. I legit burst out laughing several times. I was sitting next to a couple of volleyball players, which is nice. I was.
Who set this up?
Well, I was sitting there. They sat next to me. All right, but I was
looking for a lawsuit. What's happening?
Well, they sat down. I had my beer in my hand. I was like, "Hey, just a heads up, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom like 4 times during this movie because I'm old and I'm drinking." And they're like, "Yeah, whatever, old dude." I don't
want. If you could just stop talking to us, that'd be great.
Even better. Yeah, I'm sure they would very much appreciate that. So, but it was cool. I did talk to a couple of football players. Funny thing is, I don't know if you remember when I went to the SC Championship tailgate last year. I was just a guy. I was wearing a Georgia State hat or shirt or something, and a guy walked up to me. He's like, "Georgia State fan?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm the kicker." It was Liam Rickman, the place kicker for Georgia State.
Nice.
And he walked up to me at the event. He's like, "Hey, I ran into you at the SEC tailgate." I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, what's up, dude?"
Neat.
So, yeah, you remembered me. That's awesome. You were not as drunk as I was there.
Well, that's cool because maybe some of the stuff that Coach A.D. McGee has been saying he's trying to instill with like networking around town. And
exactly.
like, maybe it's sticking. Maybe they're hearing him.
Yeah, like I said, he approached me, and we talked for a while. He's graduating at the end of the semester, gonna go on and do masters and,
Well,
everything,
maybe he's
so
not listening to somebody then, because that's a bad plan. But
well, I think it's
neither
for
here
his
nor there.
I don't wanna get into his personal life, but I think for his field of study, a master's is what will,
Makes sense.
yeah, yeah. So, no, it was cool, it was fun, I like the event, I think it was a great idea. Uh, it is kinda difficult to get down to Atlantic Station for a lot of the supporters of Georgia State that live OTP on a Thursday, but I think it was a good event, do more stuff like it. I did get outplayed by somebody. We all got a free coupon for popcorn and for a soda, but that Atlantic Station Regal is a Pepsi place, and I refuse to drink Pepsi, so I threw my little card away. I'm like, "I don't want Pepsi, and no one else is gonna get it." But I got outplayed. Somebody got their Pepsi and then threw it away. I was like, "Ah, that there you
Oh, they,
go."
like, looked at it, they were like, "Oh, yeah, fuck this." Threw it
No,
away?
they just went there and they got the Pepsi and they just put it in the trash can. They're like, "Screw this crap. I'm not no one needs to drink it. If I like, I don't want it, and I don't want anybody else to ever drink Pepsi because this is Atlanta and we're Coke and go F off," you know?
Pepsi doesn't give a shit. It got poured, and so they got paid, and they don't care.
I know, but it made me feel better if I would've done that.
Nah, you did even better though, because they
Okay.
didn't even get paid for yours.
I
Yours
did
you threw away, you know?
I did eat the ass end out of that fucking, popcorn, though. I don't ever get popcorn at movie theaters because it costs, like, $9 for, like, 3 kernels,
Oh, yeah.
but, yeah, it was awesome. Also, when they do screenings
It
like
was
this,
the ass end and it was awesome? Like, what do we
mm,
what?
isn't that the best part?
I don't know. I don't
And
know. I
you
know. The bottom
you
of
you
popcorn is usually, like, very kernely and chunky and hard to eat, and it's like
oh,
seeds and
I was
stuff.
just using the term
Like,
ass
you
end.
know Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it felt like the bottom, you know?
The business end?
The
I
bottom.
don't know. Yeah.
Or,
Okay.
like, you just like, ass, whatever.
I like butts.
Yeah, maybe you're just into that.
I like to
You
smoke
like
butts,
guts and
and
stuff around butts.
eat smoked butts.
Oh,
It was a good
boy.
event. It was a good event. I had a good time.
That's good.
So, yeah, good.
And honestly, like, they need to be doing events like that. Like, I understand, but, like, 12 is abysmal. You gotta figure something else out.
Yeah, it was
Maybe
more than 12, but it was, like, probably less than, like, 16.
but I mean, like, honestly, that's one of those events that's so good. Like, you just do widespread and try to raise some money, even charge, like, I have no idea what the deal
Also,
was, but charge what you gotta charge and come in there and, like,
they
people
had
wanna
a
see a
couple
movie.
they had a couple of seats. I say a couple. There were several seats in there that had a little paper tape to it, like, "This is spots reserved for this person or that person," or whatever. And, when Coach McGee came up and spoke before the movie started, they don't do trailers for screenings apparently, so, that was, nice. The movie just started, but he came up beforehand and he, thanked everybody for being there, blah, 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 do this, join the pack, do NIL, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
And
good
then
stuff.
he instructed his players to make sure they cleaned up after themselves to not leave, a
Cool.
mess there for everybody, which is all great. But then afterwards, we were kind of sticking around and we watched Del McGee, walk around and pull those little pieces of paper taped to the chairs off personally himself, and he did his own walkthrough and made sure the theater was clean before we left.
So this was his event.
Yeah,
He'd put this on,
yeah.
not the athletic department. Was
No,
sports development there?
I didn't. The assistant AD was there.
Okay, alright.
Yeah,
That's good, that's good.
yeah.
I like thinking outside the box, right? Like, I think it's good. Maybe this isn't what I would do, but, like, you also with something like this, you do a broad net because you're gonna get people who just wanna see the movie 2 weeks early, which is fine and good, and you just, make them pay a slight premium if that's what they wanna do. Who cares if they wanna see it with the team or not? Like, that's just a fun, kitschy thing to do. That's to get you, David,
Yeah.
but to get, like, your partner, maybe you offer, I don't know, it just doesn't it seems like you promote it more, you get more people to do it, and, like, you're not making a ton of money, but, like, it's something.
Yeah,
And
the
did they
so it
ask
was
when he gave his little speech, did he ask for more money?
honestly, right, I don't even remember. I don't
Alright.
remember what he said,
'Cause that's what you
and
do too. You do like a loss leader, right? You let them come in for ticket price or less or
no one
maybe
can get out of here without, heading over their American Express and maxing it
and
out before you
and then
leave.
you start making an ass, be like, "Hey, we need $1,000 for this thing.
Yeah,
Who
it was. I
here
will say
wants to do that?
it was a majority of the football team and other athletes. Like I said, the volleyball players were there.
Yeah, well, they showed up
The
a
so
lot.
the seating section, the theater seating, the part that the ramp that goes up, and then you have the lower level that's like the crap seats. There was nobody in the lower levels. We were front row of the stadium seating,
Oh,
and it was pretty packed behind us. But like it wasn't. So it was like a 2/3 full, maybe.
so cool idea. Cool idea.
Good idea. Great idea.
And let's keep going with that, and let's
Let's
make sure
find the
that
one that's
like communication is happening about these things.
and find the one that sticks. Do as many events as you can. Eventually, there'll be an
Yeah.
event that really attracts people and gets out the people that you want. And and I'm there for it. It was good. I enjoyed
It
it.
sounds like McGee's trying some things, which is
Yeah,
cool too. You know, it's,
different stuff.
McGee is out there doing the work to put it together. Like, and I understand he's not doing it alone. So I don't. Anyone who put in work, if you're listening to this, I'm not trying to say I don't think you're doing anything, but like, Coach AD McGee definitely is taking the helm on some of this stuff, and that should be noted.
Yeah,
It should
for
be
sure.
noted.
Yeah,
So,
and very much appreciated. So
yeah.
all right, you want to
Well,
hear what you want to hear what the what ChatGPT thinks the mascots should be for the rest of the League of College Football Players?
fuck yeah, I do.
All right, so
And who are we gonna lead with?
all right. Well, so the first thing I did was I asked, like, give me some suggestions for the Sun Belt specifically, and then I was like, all right, I'm not gonna do this for every conference. Just give me the top ones for.
SEC just like a drunk asshole.
You would think it'd be so. SEC was pretty fucking dumb. SEC, they said the mascot was Bolt. The name was Bolt, and it was a thunderbolt. And I know that thunderbolt's actually a word, but like, there's not actually a thunderbolt. They're lightning bolts because thunder is just sound.
Right.
So,
But we
but
talk
it
about
was
Thunderbolts. We
but it
do.
said
There's a whole
Bolt.
movie about it now.
Yeah, it is. It was actually which wasn't bad.
I saw
Bolt,
it.
Bolt the Thunderbolt. Because summer storms slam every SEC state, lightning feels right. That's what it gave. That was a pretty weak one.
I think summer storms in the South. That makes sense.
But like I agree with you. Like it should be like some country bumpkin, like some hillbilly, like sitting there with his moonshine still and his holes in his hat and his Walmart T-shirt of his favorite SEC team sitting
Oh no,
there.
I was thinking like a polo with like some nice, Docker type shorts with like some boat shoes, but just fucking wasted and like
Yeah,
cussing. Yeah, definitely angry.
puke all over his
Oh
shirt.
yeah, yeah. But he's got money. He definitely has money. And yeah.
His Oakleys are broken on his face. Yeah.
We're not really sure what he's angry about, but he is angry and drunk.
Yes. All right. We'll go with the non Sunbelt conferences. The next one was Big Ten was Ace, a peregrine falcon. This is kind of funny. The fastest bird migrates coast to coast, just like the league.
Oh, no. No.
I thought it was kind of funny making fun of it being like all over the goddamn place.
What and we'll wait. Big Ten is like Ohio and Michigan and all them, right?
Ohio State, Michigan, yeah.
They
Yeah, but
they should just be forced to embrace their Ohio ness and have it be that bullshit spaghetti chili thing, Skyline chili.
So use like the spaghetti. The was it the flying spaghetti monster from
Yeah, but
the
just
weird
attach
religion?
like a piece of like what would look like diarrhea to it because like that's the Skyline
May-
chili.
Maybe it's a flying spaghetti monster that's like it's just like is dropping turds wherever it goes.
Yeah, right, right, and
Yeah,
it's just got a splatter of, like, nonsense wetness to it
yeah,
and
and
cheddar on top of it. It's got just a whole pack of cheddar on top of it.
yeah, it's just flaking off like dandruff, like
Yep,
falling along the way. Yeah,
yep, that's the Big Ten one. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry, guys. ChatGPT got all these wrong. I don't
yeah. You're doing better than ChatGPT. I like this. All right, let's see. ACC. It said Atlas is the name. Atlas and Albatross. A globe roaming seabird matches the new Atlantic to Pacific reach.
that's what the that's the American or that's the
Yeah,
Atlantic, the
the
ACC?
ACC.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I don't know. I don't even know what to put ACC. You just put, like, a younger version of the drunk guy for the SEC?
Could you do like a guy in a basketball jersey, like scrolling his phone while football's playing on TV?
Maybe. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
All right, Big 12. This is actually this one fits a little bit of the Big 12, I think. Big 12 was the mascot name was Range, and he was a bison because he's a plains icon. Fits a conference built on open space and power football.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
I think a bison's fine for Big 12.
Isn't Big 12 known for throwing the ball? Isn't that that's what
Well,
they do? They throw it?
when they had Texas and Oklahoma in the conference.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing
Alright.
really on that one. I mean, Big 12 is kind of like the forgot. Like Big 12 is like, you talk about a school like, are they in Big 12 or are they in Big 10? And then you start
Yeah.
going through like the schools that win games. Like, oh no, yeah, they're in Big 12.
I mean, Big
So
12 is like next up now that the Pac is whatever the hell it is.
it's nothing.
Big 12 is like
Speaking of the
next
Pac,
up.
so I did tell ChatGPT to take into account the most recent realignment of everything, but it stated that there's only 2 teams in the Pac, but it still did. Which even then, it knew the 2 teams were in Oregon and Washington, and it came up with Ridge, a California condor, giant western bird signals resilience while the league rebuilds. It should be those like dumb seals from like San Francisco or some crap like that.
So basically, they're like, we're shit.
Yeah,
And so we need to name it after a bird that doesn't have it all together.
pretty much.
Got it. Okay. All right. I'm in. That's
All
fine.
right.
ChatGPT nailed it.
Mountain West. This is actually by name alone of the conference. I think it works. Summit, a mountain goat, sure-footed on every peak from Boise to San Diego. It totally missed the conference realignment there.
Yeah, but Mountain Goat for Mountain West, I'm in. I like it
Yeah,
actually.
and I think
I actually
Summit's a
like
great and Summit for a mountain goat name. I dig
Yep.
it. That
Yep.
works. That works.
This is that's the first one that's actually made sense.
Kind of fit in. All right, the MAC, which I forgot that was a conference, was Ollie the river otter. Otters thrive in Great Lakes.
Oh.
Playful yet tough. And and otters do have like their little favorite rock they keep. You call the ball the rock, so you got to hold on to the rock.
Otters are badass, and so like you can't just like honestly, the Sun Belt could be like otters, and we're like, there's no otters here, and they're like, yeah, but it's otters. I'd be like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like all right, cool. Otters are rad. So I'm actually mostly just mad because I don't think the Mac deserves anything that cool.
I feel like Max. I said I forgot about them. I think that's kind of their shtick. They're just like that other conference, because they do their own thing. They really don't move around. They don't do the. I mean, there's been a little bit of alignment shit with them lately, but
But they've been mostly stable for sure. Like it is
yeah, they
still
got like they're like it's like 10 schools out of 3 states or something.
yeah, it's like it's all of the Ohio schools that aren't Ohio, so maybe they should be the Skyline Chili. Honestly,
There you go.
maybe the Big Ten should be like a cheese curd, and
Okay.
and much respect, right? I love me a cheese curd.
Call them Squeaky.
Uh,
Squeak
dude,
the cheese
yes.
the cheese. Well, then there's gonna call them the cheese turd.
Oh no, I mean, there's a lot of ways to make fun of it. That's okay, right? That's
Yeah,
good.
okay.
That's sports. We do
That's
that.
what you need. Yeah.
But maybe but then the Mac would be Skyline because it's basically like everyone in Ohio who's not Ohio
Right.
State.
And then they have buffalo wing or something like that.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Whatever.
All right. Conference USA, the best conference in all of the land.
Is it like just a dying bird?
Streak the Comet. A bright trail across southern skies mirrors the league's spread.
That dies out fast.
Yeah.
It's gone as soon as you can see it.
It's like a meteor ain't.
I love it. I think it's great. They didn't say that part, but
that's your interpretation of it.
I'm feeling it.
All right, so then I did ask for several ideas for the Sun Belt to talk about, and it was pretty dead set focused on it being a sun as the mascot. So it was the first one was Blaze, a blazing sun. But here's what I thought was funny. It said a bold cartoon sun with sports shades and a sweatband. And I'm like, wasn't that the cartoon sun from the Raisin Bran commercials when we were kids? Like that when the sun had the 2 scoops and everything,
It sounds really familiar.
right?
It sounds really familiar. I can see the sun that they're talking about, and yeah, for
It's
sure.
that
But I
Raisin Bran
don't know.
commercial.
I don't know, but I can see it vividly enough where I can tell it's not an original thought in my brain.
Then this one was weird. Rango Ray, a solar cowboy.
I'm in. Whatever that is.
Well, the thing is, it goes right back to the exact same damn thing. A smiling sun wearing a western hat, lasso in hand.
Oh, I'm looking I'm like a Firefly ship, you
Yeah,
know,
I was
with like
thinking of.
Mal on top, like as a cowboy.
Did you ever watch Pee Wee's Playhouse back when it was on like in morning cartoons and stuff, Saturday morning cartoons?
Yeah, but I was pretty young.
Yeah, you would have been pretty. But like, so Lawrence Fishburne played like a cowboy on there, and I think
I remember
of.
him being a
Okay,
cowboy on
so I'm
that,
thinking
yeah.
that cowboy, but solar cowboy. It's like the exact same kind of western look, but it's like all um, like like I don't know, like titanium plating, platinum plated everything, and he's like a solar cowboy, kind of like a western version of Silver Surfer or something,
I'm here for it. Yeah.
right?
And
Yeah,
on some kind of spaceship, right? Like just
of course.
mounted on it, like he's saddled it, and he's, you know, maybe he's got the
Yeah.
sun
Well,
in his lasso.
oh yeah, he's Last of the Sun like Maui. I've watched
Yeah.
that movie a few times. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
all right.
oh, yeah,
Then there's
you?
a few of them that they kind of like just kind of went very very west with everything. They had Dash, a Roadrunner, Dillo, an armadillo, and they said that the armadillo would have a football helmet, and I'm like, you're an armadillo. Why the fuck you have a helmet? You are the fucking helmet.
We do get armadillos here. But I was explaining to Becca in Texas, because I said I saw a dead armadillo out there, and she was like, I just said, "There's an armadillo," and she goes, "Dead or alive?" And I'm like, has anyone ever seen an alive armadillo?" I'm pretty sure they're all dead. I'm pretty sure
Not
they're
not what.
all dead on the road.
Not while you've been in a car. You've never seen a live one while inside of a car.
I
Yeah.
wasn't aware they were alive.
They had Rosie, a compass, which was an animated compass with a bright center sun. Mobile. I just think of the clock from the Loki show.
Oh, but that's a pretty good character. I like him.
Yeah, yeah, but I
Uh,
just don't understand why we have a compass,
I
a
Rosie makes me think.
sundial.
Rosie's what we named our shark automatic vacuum, and funny enough, we named it that because Lizzie insisted that Rosie was its name, even though she had no idea that the Jetsons had a Rosie robot
Oh,
that she had no clue. That's not She didn't get that.
I would have called it. I mean, I just would have gone from low hanging fruit and called it Jaws. It was a shark brand.
Oh yeah,
So
no, she went with
or or
Rosie.
or what was it with Jabberjaw? I'd probably go Jabberjaw, a deeper reference.
No, I know
People,
Jabberjaw. I
yeah,
loved.
but
I used to watch the shit
Jabber
out of.
Jabber Jabber Jabberjaw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was basically Scooby Doo underwater.
Yeah, but they had a band, so
And
it was
it
awesome.
was a lot more 70s.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
with the
Yeah.
band. It was
The
just
the
a
bell
lot more
bottoms were
70s.
even bell bottomy or
Oh, yeah. No, I love that show, man. I used to watch a lot of Cartoon Network, and,
yeah, I mean,
that was
the USA Cartoon Network, like, it was like all this shit was, like, from well before we were ever born. I watched that
did
shit,
like
like, it was
a
like
Hanna-Barbera. They would just do Hanna-Barbera, like, for
for
hours and hours and
for, like,
hours.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
It was great.
I loved it.
Alright. The only thing that everything else kinda sucks. Sunny, a mockingbird, state bird of 5 member states. Eh,
That's hilarious. Well, 3 of which are Louisiana.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fuck
Yeah.
you guys.
But it is a natural hype singer. Yeah. But a mockingbird also makes it sound like you're just kind of, copying everybody else. I don't know.
Well, but we do famously just copy the SEC, right? I mean, like we had a commissioner who literally said we're basically just following whatever they do.
The SEC minor league.
Wasn't it what Carl Benson said that or
Yeah,
somebody said that, like,
yep, yep,
officially,
yep.
like, "We're just gonna do whatever they do because that's what we do."
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst idea, if you acknowledge that you are, you know, on the, outside looking up.
Well,
Yeah.
as long as you get the perks of it too, like, it's not cool just to, like, admit that and then, like, only have the downsides of that. Like, it I don't know, I'd wanna see some more partnerships going on there, and I don't
Yeah.
think there ever was, like, an
Well,
official any kind of anything.
there's the ref situation, the officiants, which, the Sun Belt and the SEC shared refs, but we were definitely getting the D squad on those
Well, but
reffings.
refs have been tough for a few years now, you know? Like, even in the
Yeah.
NFL, you get refs that are like, "What the hell's happening here?"
Yeah, that's true. But no, that was the one thing that it's like they do the Sun Belt and SEC like share refs or something like that, or there's some kind of but it would be great considering that the footprints. I know SEC goes out further with Texas and Oklahoma and Missouri for that matter. But yeah, if there was a way that the SEC could actually treat the Sun Belt like the kid brother or the minor league, and we're going what's good for the Sun Belt is good for the SEC and vice versa. But I don't know. SEC
Hey,
is
man,
just
and in those contracts, maybe you start saying, "Hey, if you transfer somewhere, you pay us $2,000,000. If you transfer to the SEC, $1,000,000." But the SEC
yeah,
has some other deal in there that you've worked out to say, like, "Hey, they're gonna give
yeah,
us somehow else."
yeah. That
We can put that in there because they are gonna schedule, 6 Sun Belt teams per year or something, you know?
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. If we were able to work out a deal with the Sun Belt where, yeah, if this transfer fee becomes a thing in the league, 'cause not you can't just have one conference that does it. It's got to be buy-in from everybody, otherwise it's not going to happen. But if you had something where, yeah, if you go to, Big Ten or whatever, it's going to be a premium. But we have a deal worked out with the SEC where we'll take less money in a transfer fee to go to SEC. That's way you can say, hey, we're a pipeline to the SEC. If ball out when you come here,
Yeah.
Ryan, I like that idea.
It's another, like, good example of why contracts are the right answer, right? You do
Yeah,
one-on-one, and then you can start thinking outside the box. You can start doing some interesting things and, like, seeing what works for people, and maybe you do that for a year, and then you're like, "Oh, shit, this isn't doing anything for us.
yeah.
We're not getting recruits the way we want to." But, like, maybe you get maybe you beat all the MAC schools for recruits because we have a path to the SEC, and they don't have a path
Oh yeah.
anywhere.
That was another thing I wanted to mention from Cobb's interview that I forgot to mention on the podcast was he made a comment about, and this is I don't know if this is penny pinching or if this is a great strategy, but so with having to find ways to generate this revenue to pay these players, one of the things they talked about was this is going to be a novel concept at Georgia State, focusing on in-state talent and utilize the Hope Scholarship to be a part of the scholarship to pay for players. So if you have an in-state kid that graduates with a 3.0, you don't have to fund a scholarship for them if they're on Hope. Now that's very very much penny pinching and being as cheap as possible, but also we have complained about not getting enough Georgia recruits.
I don't give a shit where they come from as long as
I
they can
know.
ball out. But this has been an idea that has been talked about since we've had football. Cheryl Levick talked about it. Bill fucking what's his
Curry.
face
Curry.
Curry talked about it. This is not a new thing. He didn't say something novel and interesting or whatever. Like, of course. Like, if you're just coming up with this, you look like an asshole, not us. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking? Have you even just been doing that? That was a cool idea back when, like, we started. We knew that was a thing. What are we talking about here? I'm sorry. That guy gets me, man. I don't think he gives a shit. I don't think he I don't think he cares.
He's probably like a good but I don't know. There's there's a lot of roles that an athletic director has to, you know, play or hats they've got to wear.
Yeah.
And, and one of those hats has got to be the fiscal conservative, balance the budget, keep everything within costs and, keep us, in the black the entire time. And it's a very
Right.
important hat to wear. But then there's another hat that is, what can we do to take this program as a whole to the next level to generate more revenue and to give more notoriety to the school and the, 'cause, I mean, that's part of what athletics is. It's to bring notoriety to your school. Like, if
It's
somebody,
marketing. It's a marketing wing
yeah.
of
So
the
if you
university.
you graduate from college at Georgia State and you're looking for a job out in San Francisco in the .com, Silicon Valley, everything, you know, you know, they may have never heard of Georgia State University if they're West Coasters themselves. But if Georgia State football or basketball had been all over the place, oh yeah, I know of that. You're in Atlanta. Like, immediately, you know who they are, and then the academics guys are going to come into play when you're getting a job at that point. But whatever, you know who it is. When we went, we weren't together, but we both went to that Alabama game that very first season. I remember talking to all these Alabama fans. Where is Georgia State? They had no idea where we even were.
Yeah.
So, but you get a football team, people start knowing Georgia State, downtown Atlanta. It gives you an idea about where it is, who it
I all of
is.
a sudden need to go real bad.
All right. That's it for Last Call. We will
30,
talk to you
30 minutes.
guys.
I feel like we did a good job. 30
Oh, yeah, I
minutes.
didn't realize it's been that long. Thanks
Yeah.
for listening. We'll talk to you guys next week. Ryan's going to go explode.
So bad.
Say goodbye, guy.
Bye, guys.